Should be.
It looks like we're on YouTube. So
Yeah.
welcome
We'll start
to the
that.
YouTube.
We'll start that over. We'll go through that again.
So, I don't know how much you'll be able to see from this on YouTube. This is kind of an interesting situation. We've been on Facebook for a minute. Florida State landed DD Holmes, defensive end, out of Washington, D.C. He's a composite 4-star. 247 has a 3-star. Me and AB kind of agree that he probably fits that 4-star mold a little bit more than the 3-star. And you guys will see on his film, which I've got kind of pulled up here. So So DD Holmes, what stands out immediately is 6'6", really big dude. 247. To me, he looks and plays bigger than 247, 6'6", but I don't know how you feel.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to repeat this, and apologies to the Facebook folks, but also apologies to the YouTube people because I just screwed that up. That's totally on my fault. The frame is top notch, 6'6", 250. I'm curious what kind of weight they would think they want to get him to. I wouldn't think you want to get him up to like 280 or anything like that. I don't think you'd want to get him 270. It looks like he's got a little. I've seen some videos of him. On his Instagram, he's in a t-shirt. He doesn't look 260 to me. I think he looks more like a 240, a 250 type of player. I think that's probably where you're going to live with him.
But a lot of his weight is in his legs. I mean, we were
Yeah.
talking about this earlier. He's very bottom heavy, which is good because that's where this power comes from, right? He's able to lift these guys off the ground because he has a strong base.
Yeah, he's so heavy-handed though, which I love. I think he's going to start as a power to speed type of player. Yeah. So, which is what Jared Verse was. Jared Verse was a guy that could beat you and dominate you with power, and he's had to work on his speed aspect, his rip moves, his swim moves, that kind of stuff, being able to blow by you. I think that's what DD's going to be. He's going to be a dude that is going to win with a bull rush early, and then they're going to have to develop the other parts of his game.
Gosh,
but
I love this play.
As the Facebook folks heard earlier, I think Chris and Brendan, and I think Chris said it today on the Noles 24/7 message board, DD Holmes is like their top guy, or like 1A, 1B with LJ McCray as far as defensive end goes in this class. So this is a dude they really value. I think 24/7 Sports is really behind on his ranking, and I think we're only going to see it go up over time as he gets more evaluations in. And I don't know if he's a kid that hasn't camped. I'm not sure what the deal is there, but he's a player with a high ceiling. But I agree with what you said earlier, Kev. He's also got a pretty high floor. Like, he's going to come in and I'm not saying he's going to come in and start. He's going to come in and start with a good framework of being a good player for you.
So I think this play stands out most to me. And this is why I see, the more I watch him, the more he is a Jared Verse. I like that, what you're saying earlier. He's someone with an athletic plus profile. Like, you can see it here. This play is almost exactly the same play we saw of Jared Verse when he was at Albany running down the Syracuse running back or whoever it was. He has the athleticism, the little bits of like refining the hand play and the first step. I think it's something you can work on, and it's something we've seen Jared Verse improve in. But he's got the frame and the athleticism that just really pops on this film.
Yeah. It's interesting. I hadn't thought of I've been trying to think of comps for him, just kind of watching him. I'm not very good with comps.
Yeah, neither
the Verse one is interesting. I'm curious, can he get rocked up like Versus? Like, that's what I wonder. Versus obviously a specimen of a prospect. And I don't know if he's going to get as quick or as explosive as Verse is. I mean, Versus, you're talking about a potential top 10 pick. So it's tough to say that that's going to happen, but they're going to clean his footwork up, in my opinion, which is going to get his first step better. Some of that's going to be through weight training. Some of that's going to be through technique stuff. I said earlier that I love the wiggle that he has in the hips. I think that the hips are important for a defensive lineman when you're trying to do, you're trying to play games like this one here, when you're trying to work moves and counter moves. It's just all that stuff is vital to being an effective pass rusher. And that's really what it's about. But we've talked about him as a pass rusher and his athletic profile. Like, I think the thing he's going to do really well to start is he's going to play the run well. Like, this is a dude with a lot of ass. It's going to be able to anchor.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I kind of wish we'd see more of that. You see his power in some of the pass rush. Haven't seen too much run game. A lot of these teams are trying to read him, which seems like a bad idea. So they're trying to take him out by, making him the read guy, and he's just athletic enough to kind of
Yeah.
force the pull and then, collapse it. But
Yeah. T. Knowles said Eric Armstead of the 49ers. Armstead's like 6'8". Like that dude's just incredibly insane physicality wise, but it's not, you're not far off. I mean, it's that type of frame. That's
this
just,
is what we're
that's what the
talking about. Look at
modern,
here.
it's what the
Here's
modern D end is.
Here's him running the game. So he's got the
Yep.
length. He's able to get into the chest of the, I think it's a tackle here,
Yeah, I think so.
and just run him upfield. Like he dominates this play.
Yeah.
That might be the most dominant play on the whole thing, and he's not even making the tackle because he is just shutting down that play with his length and his strength.
And I think there's some projection here. I mean, some of the guys he's going against, I wouldn't call the elite of the elites, but I mean, you're projecting and you're projecting a body type. You're looking to see what kind of athletic profile he's got. They just had him down on campus for an official visit. So you're able to get the numbers for him and everything. I think, yeah, you just see he dominates with his length. I mean, he just owns people with those arms.
I keep seeing the Keir Thomas comparisons. I think he's got a higher ceiling than Keir Thomas.
Yeah, I do too.
He's longer. I think he's a little bit more athletic at this point in their careers.
Yeah, I think Russo put it right. He's a longer, more physically talented Keir Thomas. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can too. But I think if I was starting somewhere, I think I am starting with Verse. I think I'm starting with that type of projection.
It's just that one clip is so uncanny to see such a large body chasing down somebody in space like that.
Yeah,
it's an athleticism that you can grow with. I'm very high on DD.
Yeah, I am too. I think this is a massive pickup for them. Now you can go, like, I said this earlier, but now you can go kind of whale hunting. You can go after a Booker Pickett. You can go after an LJ McCray with everything you got. And you've got one stud in the fold already. And that's huge.
Who he's
good.
He's kind of reminding me so if you can pull off like an LJ McCray, that reminds me a lot of what LSU had last year on the defensive line, where they had
BJ
Ojulari. BJ Ojulari on one side, the very quick kind of pass rushy type, and then on the other side you had something Gay. I forgot his first name. The kid that took off Jordan Travis's head in the game, but you had a long 6'6" type, like a bigger power rusher, and then a speed rusher on the other side. Yeah, here's him moving through space.
If you go back to this, scroll back to the beginning of that play. Like, he makes the initial move. Yeah, Ali Gay. Thank you.
Ali Gay.
He makes that move, and then there, he's a little stuck. Like,
yep, exactly.
That's what I think separates him from being, like a
5-star.
Yeah, a top 5, type player in the game. But that's okay.
I'd be curious so these listed heights are kind of hard to to grasp on. It says he's 6'6". I wouldn't be surprised if they measured him at 6'4" or 6'5".
I think he's more 6'5" than 6'4" if he's not 6'6". I mean, I've seen some different pictures of him where he's kind of standing up. He looks every bit of it. Oh, why are there idiot UCF fans in here? What are we doing? Get a life. We're celebrating a commitment. Go somewhere.
Goodbye. I see no UCF fans. UCF fans cease to exist. So, yeah, So do you have some more thoughts on them? I'm gonna kind of close this up.
I don't think I have a ton more. I think we've said them twice now. Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately this is a huge get. Hats off to John Papuchis. You had this young man. You just had him on campus, and everybody was out for blood for you, and you went out and landed him. So hats off to you. Obviously, they got to keep him now through December and get him in. But this was a home run. It's truly a home run. I know some are going to say, "Oh, he's only a 3-star on 24/7 Sports." I think they're behind on that one, and then I'm going to continue to say that. That height, weight, speed combination It's not something that's just walking around everywhere. And the nice part is, like I said, now you can go after the big dogs, the other guys to finish this class, and you feel comfortable. You've got one in the fold that, it's not like a Keldrick Falk who was in Alabama last year that you're fighting like crazy to keep in the fold.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best, most realistic take they could have had at this point, in the sense of, yeah, he has a 3-star next to his name. Don't believe that. Watch the film. The kid has plus athleticism. He has a frame that can really grow into something. This is a legitimate kid that has NFL upside, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is a big get. This is, I mean, elite defensive ends are probably the second most highly coveted position on the football field besides quarterback. And when there's very few kids out of Florida this particular cycle that are standing out that you can go grab, that means that you're having to go out of state to get the most coveted guys around. So finding these guys that are potentially underrated by these recruiting sites or kind of underground takes work. But I think it's a sign of a staff that's willing to kind of trust their own evaluations, and kind of find the guys that they know they can land.
I tend to agree with you. I just think, how does he compare to Keldrick Falk? I think they're very similar. I don't think he's as athletic as Falk was, though.
Yeah, Falk's a special player.
Yeah. I think Falk's ceiling is like legitimately top 10, top 5. Maybe this young man's will be too. I mean, that's only his junior tape, and we haven't even seen his senior tape yet. So let's see what he continues to develop into. I think there's a really high ceiling there. We're going to find out. I'm sure glad he's in this class. So they needed it in a bad way at the edge position. They've gotten thinner there as far as, the long-term projection of the position. This is a huge get and a huge win for John Papuchis to finally get a high school defensive end in the fold. And he's a blue chip.
Yeah, he's a blue chip, and I think he's going to become bluer as the days go by. So this is already a good start to the month of July. I have a feeling that the start of July is going to
4 o'clock today. 4 o'clock
continue to be good. I think the haters of the defensive staff might be dissuaded as time goes forward. But thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully you'll see us later today and later in the coming weeks as more and more of this class gets filled out, and we can kind of take a look at their film. So make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. Like and subscribe to the Knowles247.com, where written articles and more in-depth analysis. And if you're a part of that, you would have known that this was coming. So thanks for joining us. We will see you guys next time.
Happy 4th of July if we don't see you sooner.